Welcome back to another live stream chat. So you see my haircut for the first day of school tomorrow. Chat. Yeah. Okay. Today is the 2026 Philadelphia Eagles schedule today. We're going by these NFL teams quick. Quick. Okay? Yeah. Because we're going to go against Philly. Okay? The 2026 Philadelphia Eagles schedule. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Let's go. Let's get into it. Okay? Let's get into it. Okay? Let's go. Okay? Commanders versus Eagles. But you know who'll win. Eagles 1-0. Actually, I probably better just write it down. Okay? Yeah, 1 second, guys. Let me get my notes. It'll probably better just write it down if I don't forget. 1 second, chat. Probably better write it down if I don't forget. Okay? Dots. Okay. Eagles. It's 1-0. No. Okay, Eagles is 1-0. Okay. Where is it? Shoot, paper towels probably would work. Eagles are 1-0. Eagles versus Titans. You guys know who's gonna win. Eagles, guys. 2-0. Okay. You guys know who's going to win. Okay. Okay. Eagles versus Bears. Bears for sure is going to beat the Eagles. 2-1. Okay. 2-1. Okay. Then Rams versus Eagles. For sure. With the Rams top defense? Brother. Hey, brother. Rams is gonna win. Okay? Oh. 2-2. Okay. Eagles versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Eagles is going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? Eagles is going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars for sure. Panthers versus Eagles. I think Eagles is going to beat the Panthers, okay? 4-2, okay? Cowboys or Eagles? Cowboy versus Eagles. Okay. Eagles is going to beat the Cowboys. Okay. For sure. 5-2. Okay. Eagles is going to beat the Cowboys. Eagles versus the Commanders. Brother. Eagles versus Commanders. Eagles is going to beat the Commanders. 6-2. Giants versus Eagles, man, they have an easy schedule. Eagles does. Eagles is going to beat the Giants. Man, 7-2. Okay, Steelers versus Eagles. But Eagles is going to beat the Steelers. Okay? Sorry, old man Aaron Rodgers. You're out of your prime, Aaron Rodgers. Okay? 8-2, okay? Eagles versus Cowboys. Eagles is going to beat the Cowboys. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Eagles is going to beat the Cowboys. 8-2. Where's the Cowboys at? Okay, Eagles versus Commanders. Okay. Eagles is going to beat... No, Eagles versus Commanders. What am I saying? I mean, Eagles versus Cardinals. Okay, Eagles versus Cardinals. Eagles is going to beat the Cardinals. 10-2. Colts versus Eagles. But Colts is going to beat the Eagles for sure. Okay? 10-3. Okay? Colts is going to beat the Eagles. Seahawks versus Eagles. Then, of course, the Super Bowl champions are going to beat the Eagles. Seattle Seahawks is going to beat the Eagles. Okay? 10-4. Okay? Seattle's going to beat the Eagles for sure. Okay? And Texans versus Eagles. Okay. Eagles is going to beat the Texans. Okay? Eagles is going to beat the Texans. 11-4. Okay. Eagles versus 49ers. Okay. Of course, 49ers is going to beat the Eagles. Okay? They beat them in the playoffs. 49ers is going to beat the Eagles for sure. 11-5. Okay? Then Eagles versus the Giants. Eagles for sure is going to beat the Giants. Yes. Okay, the Eagles record prediction. Okay, Eagles record prediction. Okay, the record's gonna be they're gonna win 12, chat, and lose 5 games, chat. Okay, because if they win 12 and lose 5, and they're still in the playoffs, okay? I know they don't have A.J. Brown anymore, okay? Yeah, they're still a good team still. Okay? Yeah, they don't have a losing record yet, chat, okay? They're going to win 12 and lose 5. They don't have a losing record yet this year, okay? Because Chiefs was the first time never made the playoffs for the first time. The Chiefs never made the playoffs for the first. They missed the playoffs for the first time ever. Okay, if Philadelphia Eagles need to try to get first seed in the playoffs, okay, they don't get first seed, they're probably going to lose. They need to try to be unstoppable. The Eagles. Okay? Eagles prediction. Okay. They're going to win 12 and lose 5 like last year. It's record. Because last year they won 12 and lost 5. Okay? Yeah. Okay? And, yeah. They need to try harder. Okay? That losing 5's okay. Okay? And 12 is good. Okay? That's a winning record right there. They don't have to make the... They have to go to the playoffs. They're back in the playoffs, guys. Okay? They went to playoffs for a long time, chat. Okay? Okay, chat. They went to playoffs for a long time. Okay? The Eagles need to do something to go back to the Super Bowl. I think they probably won't go back to the Super Bowl though. Okay. Yeah, I think that they probably won't go back to the Super Bowl. Okay. And the first preseason's August 8th versus the Panthers versus Cardinals. Yeah. Okay. I'll be reacting to that. Okay. And yeah. I'm so hyped up for football season. Okay, chat. So hyped up. Okay. Football season's fun. Okay. I can't believe it, chat. The Eagles is back in the playoffs. Win 12 and lose 5. Okay. 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 Nice. Chat. Okay. Yeah. Win 12 and lose 5. That's kind of crazy, chat. I can't believe it. Eagles are back in the playoffs. Again. Chat. Eagles are back in the playoffs again. That is freaking crazy. Chat. Eagles are back in the playoffs. Okay? That is freaking crazy, chat. Okay? See you, chat. Okay, hi. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here, chat. Okay? And I'll see you guys tomorrow on, I don't know whose record prediction I'll be doing. I don't know what's next. Okay? We're almost done with the NFL